All right, good morning, all. Welcome to Pro Craps Coffee and Craps Wednesday, the 13th of October. Lots going on today. I have more time today than I had yesterday, so we can have a little bit, maybe a little bit longer session. We'll see how that goes. But before I start what I want to talk about at the table here, a couple of quick announcements to make. Let me share my screen with you because I think there's a couple of important things to talk through. One is going to be this. Let me open up my screen sharing here. This happened last night. I hope you all saw it. Jacob from Wager Me This is back in the house here. He put a video up on Craps last night and had like one of the best rolls he's ever had, which I think is awesome. So 18 hours ago, Jacob showed back up, back from COVID land, and he's back doing some sports picking too. So really good to see Jacob back. I talked to him a couple times privately just to see, how you doing and that kind of thing. And COVID hit him hard. I mean, COVID's no joke. I guess it depends on who you are, right? Jacob was vaccinated, got COVID, and got a bad bout of it. It sounded like he was hardly able to breathe, couldn't sleep, panicked. I mean, it's one of those things where if you get it that bad, it's awful. My sister, my stepsister, my sister, I guess we'll call her my sister, got it, and she had like a headache and a couple days of a bad little bit of a cold. It just depends on your genetics, right? This virus attacks you by your genetics, and it depends on what you've got to how it gets you. It's no joke, and Jacob suffered with it big time, physically, and he said last night on the show he suffered mentally and financially. It was a crusher for them. So again, I'm happy that he's back and healthy. I'm happy that he's filming again. He's making some really tough decisions, which he came forward with last night, which I completely respect. More respect for him with his transparency than I ever had before, and I had a ton before. So Jacob, I'm glad you're back. Again, Godspeed, and I hope that your life changes here are going to be good for you. And again, like I said before, anything you need, I'm here. So glad to have you back. The other announcement to make, and I made it at the end of the show yesterday, I'm going to make it at the beginning of the show today. George from CY, who practices live every day. The guy's a machine. He has changed his channel over from George at CY to the Dice Mechanic. As you can see, he's got 27 subscribers. He had about 700 before. So get on the George train, go back to the Dice Mechanic. And along with this, I want to make this out loud statement too, because I got into a discussion last night with Henry, who's the silent shooter. He called out that in my last dice control video, I referenced the kissing sets incorrectly, that I referenced them with the number you want facing each other on the insides versus the number facing itself on the inside. And there are two schools of thought there. I was taught one way. I've read it in the book. George treats the kissing families in a different way, probably a better way. And Henry called me out on that. So the video that I've got here showing on the right, this one called The Families of Sets and How Sevens Occur, if you're interested at all in the Dice Control series, you should watch this video. George doesn't like talking on camera, so he's got this really cool animated way of explaining how the dice sets work. It's worth a watch for sure. Does a way better job of explaining the sets and the families than I did. And thanks to Henry for calling it out that there is another way to do this than what I showed you. And it also goes to show, I think, that dice control is just this enormous subject with so much information. I don't want to say disinformation, but alternate information. So definitely a thing that you should be looking at. So watch the George video, and while you're there, subscribe to him and hit the bell for George, because he goes live and it's just fun to watch him practice. And we all get on the chat and kind of talk. It's always a good time to hang out with George and Henry and the guys there. So the third announcement is this. We hit a milestone yesterday. We are at 1,000 subscribers. So woohoo. I wish I could do an applause sound effect, but that's pretty stout. I'm super happy about that. One thing we got when we hit the 1,000 mark, which I didn't even know was a thing, is this community tab showed up on my channel, which I can do all sorts of crap. I can make a new video. I can post like a link to a video that's just not a video. I can make a poll. I can drop an image. I can just make a post, and we can just chat. and like write articles and stuff, which is I didn't even know. So I put out a funny poll last night, which was basically how you feel about dice control, and I put a couple of 90s references in there for you all. So hopefully you'll enjoy doing that. But it's kind of cool. I got the poll thing now, so that's exciting. So, but that's not why we're here. All that said, glad that Jacob's back. I'm glad that George is rebranding himself, which I think is very cool. But what we're going to do today is practice. And the reason for Coffee and Craps, as you know, is to practice. So we're going to jump back in here to the table. And I'm going to go back to yesterday's strategy again. What I'm going to do with the practice sessions is this. I want to get in it with two goals. One is I'm working a new strategy. As you can tell, I'm playing around with this back wall lay and what the best way to play it is. And part of it is really safe. Part of it is really, really unsafe. I don't like unsafe play, but this is kind of a home run sort of a strategy. So it needs a name. So as we're doing this, we're going to need a name for it. So think about that. I'll take suggestions. I may even put a thing in the community tab. We can do that. But today I'm going to ramp it up a little bit. So I'm going to do the same practice. I'm going to put the shoe rack out there so I force myself to throw low. Again, that's the problem with that toss for me. I'm doing the right-handed overhand throw. And we'll talk about why that is in a minute. I want to get back to the table here because there was some really good comments actually made on the poll that I put out, which was, do you believe in dice control or not? And some of the comments were like, can't be done. Obviously, there's going to be the people that say, nope, can't be done. Watch slow-mo. You're an idiot. The slow-mo proves it. There's more to the story, I think. And the series will show that, but I want to talk to you about one thing today, which I talk about a lot. It bears repeating, which is the speed at which you throw the dice and the action. So we'll talk about that. I'm working on that today. Today is all about the dice speed to action. I'm using the betting to add pressure to it because sitting here throwing the dice against the wall and counting rolls, while interesting, doesn't really have the same level of thought and kind of just heartbeat that you have. You when your heart's racing because you got a lot of money out there, you throw it differently. I think everything's different. Just like shooting a gun. I mean, it's you don't want to be trembling. You want to be calm. So I'm trying to work through that too, the mental part of this and kind of the physical part of that. So today, let's go to the table. I'll show you the strategy first, and I'll show you the throw thought process second. So let's go back to the table here. And I need that light on so we can see without the shadows. Give me a second to walk behind the table here. All right, that should take care of the shadowing. Now, the strategy is going to be the same back wall lay. I'm going to buy in for $3,000 today. So we're going to ramp up the money. And I'm ramping up the money because I want you to see what it means to bet by the unit. So I've been using $30 back here on each bet, and it wins the 120 minus the vig is 114, and we're racking black, right? I love racking the black. What if you ramped it up? If you had a bigger bankroll, and the back wall lay for you wasn't 30, but it was 150. What if it was 150 per bet back here, like so? I don't have enough greens with me. Let's go back to 150. And what are we at here across the back? Now we're at 900 across the back, right? There's 600 down, 7, 8, 900 laying across the back. What does that look like for us on a win? Let's calculate the wins here and see what does a $900 back wall lay compute to, okay? If the 4 or the 10 win, you have 150 on that. And again, we're going to ignore the bigs for this part of it. That's going to pay $75 if we get a 7 here. Okay. The 5 and the 9 have 150 on them. Okay. They're going to pay 100 each. Sorry, my hands are jacked up. And the 6 and 8 will pay 100 and a quarter each. What does that add up to, you might ask? Well, I see 4 blacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 greens, and I see another 4 greens. That feels like 2 more blacks. And this feels like a purple. So you're going to get a big nickel and a black, $600 minus the vig, be a $30 vig here. That's not a bad home run on a come out 7. Okay. What's at risk when we do this? 1 stack of 150 is at risk. You know you're going to lose that for sure. So the secondary gambit, remember yesterday we went from the back wall to the front with the goal of being, again, 2 hits and down. It doesn't change the strategy. Okay, 2 hits and down. The first hit replaces the 150 that you're going to lose on the come out point, and the second hit is enough money to do your next round of betting with, right? So it's 1 hit to recover, 1 hit to fund your next play. Now at this level, the second hit actually funds the strategy. Yesterday, the second hit only won me like 35 bucks. You can't do much with that. Today, the second hit is going to pay about 175, which means I can actually go out there with a 160 across and start to actually play the game. So I think by raising the stakes back here, we're able to raise our potential in the gameplay. So that's the strategy. We're gonna bump it up here to 150 across the back, and again, for each shooter, we're gonna have to have 150 kind of in waiting to get us to go there. So $3,000 buy-in, looking for that big home run. Now, as far as the throwing goes, what's going to happen is this. We're going to, again, I'll bring up the barrier for myself again. And I want to reiterate why I'm doing this toss. I think it's important to see, chair out of the way, why we're doing this toss. This toss is designed, again, as well as the helicopter throw that I like to do from the left side. It's designed to control the energy. So there's this definition that we have to keep talking about, which is dice control versus dice influence. I know that people will say dice influence is an invented word that the dice controllers use to soften it, right? Trying to bullshit everybody. That's not actually the way that is viewed by me or most people that are in the community. The difference is this: a dice controller is really trying to control what's coming, right? Through the set, through their throw, they're trying to control some range of numbers that are going to be there. A dice influencer, which is what I'm trying to do here, is influence the dice a little bit. I'm just trying to stay away from the 7. Right now, my entire focus is staying away from the 7. And I think the more the dice roll, the more they're spinning around, the more opportunity a 7 has to show. If they roll less off the back wall, you still are going to get 7s. Can't avoid it completely. But if the dice only roll over on their edge, 1 or 2 times off the back wall, maybe this one rolls over 3 times off the back wall, whatever, you're taking faces away from showing, which reduces the chance. That's all I'm trying to do here, is influence how often these things roll and how hard they hit to try and avoid the 7 from having a chance to show up. It's still going to show, but I'm trying to kind of reduce that down. So that's the reason for the toss that I'm doing right here. Both the forespin throw and the helicopter throw are both designed to do that one job, which is to control the energy off the back wall. I'm trying to control energy now. Later, sure, we can talk about setting with it, and we can talk about how we can use it to better target groups of numbers. But at this point in my journey with these throws, I'm really just focusing on the energy, and that's it. So today's strategy is going to be the big lay on the back wall there, the 150 per number. That's 900 across the back on that lay. We're going to move it to 900 across as soon as we get a point established. We're going to take 2 hits. After the second hit, we're going to regress it back down to 160 across, and we're going to play it out that way. I believe that I set my rack up incorrectly, so I'm going to have to get some more chips here. I miscounted when I first set up this morning, so I'm going to have to give another rack there. So I've got enough here for 3 shooters. Again, it's about a $3,000 buy-in, and off we go. Now, when I say 3 shooters, I'm saying 3 cracks at this. We'll see how this works out. Here we go. First shot out of the gate, come out looking for a 7 here. And as yesterday, I'm going to set to the hard ways for no reason other than to check where the dice are going, and then I'll change that up afterwards. Here we go. First shot out the gate is a 5-3-8. I really can't see the dice until I walk over here to get these out from yesterday. I'm going to put the 1s over here. I will do a better job today of tracking the rolls that are thrown. So we're going to lose our 150 on the 8. We're going to drop in the next 150. We're going to say 900 across, please. And now we're going to go bring them all down to the front. And here comes the pressure. Now we're looking for 2 hits and down. So if we get 2 hits, we're going to be in great shape. If I don't get 2 hits, I'm going to be in big trouble. We're going to lose $900 here. So we do have an enormous amount of risk. I know that people like Ken, I can see Ken there in the chat, you've got to be shitting your pants right now because you're a safe player. I'm a safe player too. I generally don't do this kind of thing. But again, I want to ramp the pressure up, get my palms all sweaty, get my heart racing, and make this thing hard. And if you can get to, with your shooting, this point where you know how good you shoot and you have faith in yourself, right? This doesn't scare you. And I just lost all of it, right? Now, I'll tell you what you couldn't see. That throw was really bad. The dice didn't spin at all. That's literally my second throw of the day. I kind of overslept. My second throw of the day was horseshit, which is going to happen, right? So that's good. We pressured ourselves up. We burned an entire bankroll. We got to try it again. Puck's going to be off. Let's roll it out here. We're going to get reset up. That's a bummer that happened. But yesterday we had this perfect run, didn't we? Yesterday's run, I hit 7s when I needed to, and I voided it when I needed to. Today, maybe today's my day where it's not going to work out. There's my 150 for the next one. We're going to pull that down. That was a 0.7 out. The nightmare. Here we go. Let's try and get an actual spin on the dice this time. We'll see what happens here. Love to get a come out 7 here to help us recover from that a little bit. Another 8, 6, 2, 8 on the come out. So we're going to lose our 8. Drop the 150 and ask for 900 across. Points 8, we'll mark it up. And here we go. Let's see if we can get past 1 roll today. Let's try it. Yesterday looked like a genius with this, right? Let's hope we can get a hit here. Here we go. Let's see if I can get a nice forward spin this time. A little better out of the hands there. What do we get? That's a hard 10. That's actually the best case scenario for this strategy. Getting the hard 10 here means I don't need 2 hits. This is actually a beautiful thing. 150 is going to pay 300. Of course, minus the VIG. Again, for those of you who are new to my channel, I don't do the VIGs while I'm practicing. I don't want to do math right now. I'm trying to track wins here. So $300 does 2 things. I'm actually going to pay this in quarters because I want you to see what's going to happen here. There's 1, 2, there's 300. Okay. 150 pays 300. I'm going to move all the lays back. First things first, replace the lays. Ask our dealer to lay the back wall for 900 and turn it off. It was brought up to my attention too that not all casinos will let you turn your lay bets off. Mine does. Right? I've asked the question. My casino does let me turn them off. If they don't let you turn them off, you've got to pull all those bets down and then replace them later. But here's the deal. We win $300. If I take 150 of that, that replaces the 150 that we had to put out there to replace what we lost. So this shooter is now even, and I've got 150 sitting here. Okay, so the 10 paid me enough money to now we'll go across or inside. We'll do 110 inside. I'm gonna get five nickels for a quarter. We'll do 110 including. Okay, I could pick up the 4, and I may do that and just keep the $15 in my rack. That might not be a bad play. I may take this 10 and drop it and have the dealers come inside with me for $2 each. Also not a bad play. Matter of fact, we can go ahead and do that just to get it set up. Again, just so you can see what it looks like to do it. So once you do that, you're going to say, lay the back wall for 900, turn it off, and then give me 135. I'll say 135 across for the 4. Okay, we'll give the dealers $2 on each number, like so. Now they are in the game a little bit. We're in the game, and right now, except for the first loss of $900, we're risk-free, right? These can now be hit and pressed. And what I'm going to do the first hit is probably pick up the 10 so I can go all the way across, and then I'm going to press them to black. Okay. if you know my pressing methods, once I get in to where I can bet risk-free, which I am right now, this is technically a risk-free series of bets right here in the front. Again, ignoring the fact that I lost the 900 the first roll. When I'm risk-free betting, what I'm going to do is press to color. So I'm going to press till I can collect a black. I'm always looking to rack a black. Then I'm going to press, and look to rack a big nickel. So that's the two things I'm going to do here is press free betting with full presses to color once I'm even here. So this is going to be an even money gambit. We're at the hard 10. Here we go. Back to throwing practice, which is why we're here in the first place. And again, the pressure is gone because we're clear. Now what I'm trying to do is make money. So let's go. We're going to go ahead and get a good forward spin. Look at that. I don't know what the number was. So 516. Those dice barely touched that back wall. I hope you all are watching, and I want you to focus back here as I'm throwing this toss. You should see them go under the barrier, and you should also see them just kiss the back wall and hopefully stay together. I want them to stay within about a hand's length apart from each other off the back wall. That means that I'm keeping them properly energized and properly together. That's the two goals that I've got. No action off the back wall, stay close together. I'm gonna mark the 10 and the 6 for those last two rolls. The 6 is gonna pay 70. We're gonna go ahead and, I'm sorry, it's gonna be 35, my bad. I'm not at that level yet. 25, 35. We're gonna go ahead and bring it to 60 and rack a nickel. Okay, next toss. Okay, here we go. Oops. Oh, those dice kissed pretty hard. One hit the wall, one did not, but it's a 3-1-4. And again, Vig aside, it pays a quarter. I'm going to grab the 10 and rack that and stack that up. And I'm going to mark the 4. I forgot to do that too. We'll mark the 4 up. Another thing for you all to note as I'm doing this, this may be a good roll. We don't know yet. Dice out here. Note, please, how often, there's a 7, bummer, but we took a shot at it, right? I'm happy with the 7 coming here when I don't care versus on that first roll when I really do kind of care. Anyway, let's go back to here. This will be off. The doers would have gotten paid on that 4, by the way. It was a 5 roll, right on average, right? Right on average, 5 rolls. But yeah, watch the dice off the back wall for me and kind of take note of that. And also be counting in your heads, right? If we're doing this, what does it look like for you? You know, I do these videos where we talk about how often the 7 comes and how fast the damn thing comes. And what your actual, this is on lay bets, by the way. What do we get there? A 415? How often you actually get to repeat a number. It just doesn't happen very often where these things get to be repeated unless you're on a kind of a monster roll. So we have the 5 as the point. We'll lose the 1.5. We're going to go to 900 across. We're going to take our 150 out of the rack. Okay, that was from before. Sorry, I didn't move that over. Now we're across for 1 shot, maybe 2. We'll see how we roll here. Let's mark that 5 up. And again, marking the numbers here so you can see just how infrequently, especially when you're rolling random like I am here, this is essentially a hyper-random roll, how infrequently numbers repeat themselves. It's so hard to get a repeat. Damn it, another 7. Wow, that's not my day today. Good for the video though, right? 2.7 outs. Boy, what would happen if you were playing the headless horseman right now at this level? You'd be making bank. That's why we invented it. Okay, we're gonna get burned one more time. We have one more crack at this damn thing. Here we go. Let's get it set up. Puck's off. Here's our 150 for next time. Here we are. We're set up again. Lay bets are on. We're chasing about $2 grand. Might be a not my day at the casino kind of a thing, but let's go here. Dice are going to be out. What do we have here? We have a 5-1-6. Come out 6. We'll mark that up. We're going to lose our 6. 150. We're going to go with 900 across again. No lay. Replace it. And sounds like I need to say a little prayer here. Get myself going, huh? Just cannot seem to find the rhythm this morning at all. Here we go. Dice are going to be out. Oh, that was a terrible throw. My goodness. 6-2-8. That just slipped out of my fingers badly. 6-2-8. 150 is going to pay 175. Okay. It's going to rack that up for now. We need a second hit to get ourselves clear. That 175 does pay for the 150 that we lost on the initial. We need one more hit to fund ourselves across here. Let's go. That's a 1, 2, 3, the shocker. Let's mark that up too. We should mark up both of those. There's the 8 and the 3. Okay, here we go. We have aces. Oh, this is actually looking good for the small here. Aces. When you start seeing horn numbers, though, that's telling you something. I mean, if you're trying to set your dice and you're seeing horn numbers, you're doing something really, really wrong. And that really, really wrong thing might be that the dice is random, right? Here we go. Nice, easy forward spin. Easy into the back wall. That looked good. It felt good. It's aces repeating. Interesting. Okay, here we go. Got them reset. That's a 5-4-9, which is good. That's our second hit. So that 150 on the 9. What does that pay? That's going to pay. Losing my ability to do math here. That's going to pay 70. Oh, 210. Sorry, 210. 150 pays 210. So we're now, if you look at where we are for this particular shot, right? The 2 hits. We're going to go back to the back wall. Right? Turn our lay bets off. Okay. We've got our 150 that replaces the money we lost in the come out. And now I've got this money to go out there and bet with. I can now go with 160 across. I'm going to go ahead and take this 100 and get greens for it. We'll go 160 across. So big, nice big regression here. I have to do another set of greens. Okay, and in the rack, although we lost 2K, here we are with 135 back to it, right? We're working towards it now. We're getting back in action here. Okay, so we are, what was that last number that came out? 9? Sorry, that was a 9. I should mark that up. We're back, right? We're back to, again, this is a risk-free betting on this particular shooter. Now, you're going to tell me, and I will agree with you, that we got burned twice on 0.7 outs, right? So we're way, way, way behind. So this is not risk-free. If you look at each shooter as an independent thing, yeah, it's risk-free right now. This person can bet to the ceiling. And that's the point. We're going to go ahead and try that out and see how this toss works. Again, looking for low, slow action. Nothing off the back wall if we can help it. What do we have here? 5. Oh, my God. Not my day. 4-3-7. Okay, so we're going to get burned yet again. Really bad rolling today. That's okay. We're going to pull this all down. Let not your heart be troubled. What I'm going to do here is rebuy in. And again, I just want to keep rolling the same strategy. What I'm going to do this time through is this. We're going to go ahead and mark on our don't pass and the pass line, wins and losses here. So we got 3 consecutive ass kickings, which is fine. We'll take that as educational and roll through it again. So we're going to again restart. Puck's going to be off. I thought I saw, oh, I do see Greg. Greg is here. How you doing, buddy? Greg, that's 3.7 outs today. This would have been the day to bet the headless horseman at the $100 level. We'd have been making bank today. But what we're trying to do, Greg, is get the 7 to come 1 roll earlier. I want the 7 on the come out roll. I want to get that. I really want to get that that home run here on the come out. I just haven't been able to get it timed right today. So we'll see what happens here. There's a 4-1-5. Okay, so this time here we have a 5. Again, lose it. Replace it. We're going to go across. We're going to try it again. Let's get that 2 hits and pull back. Here we go. That's a hard 10. So again, we're going to pay ourselves in greens because we're going to go ahead. Actually, we're not. We're going to go ahead and, because we're across, we're going to pay it in hundreds. There's 300 for the 10 because we have 150 on it. Okay. And again, I took the 1 hit here. Right. We're done. Our cross betting is done. We can take the lay bets back, turn them off. Right. I will pay that in green because I need to do it like this. We're going to do 100 in black, 200 in green. So we can take the 150 back to the rack that covered our lay here. And now I've got what, 150? Let's go 110 inside again. And we'll drop that into our rack. Actually, I'll pick the 4 up as well. And here we go. We're going to take 1 hit on something, pick up the 10, and then hopefully press these guys to black and make some money here. Let's see if we can get past that single roll that we've been stuck on this whole session. Let's try it again. Here we go. Okay, dice are up. That felt good. How does it look? 4-1-5. That's good. I need to mark this up, by the way. That was 2 5s and a 10. That's our point hit. Okay, 5's going to pay 35, 25, 35. Okay, I'm going to make it 50 and rack those 10. Now, what's going to happen here is this. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm probably going to have to tell the dealer to bring this down to turn those on because I want to have these lay bets working, but not this here. So I'm going to pull all this down. We're going to go back out to it after the come out rolls. We're going to come out and we're going to put our money back in. So it's come out for a 7 here. Again, we're looking for the come out 7. If we can get one and make this happen once today, I hope. Here we go. That's the shocker. Aces. That rolled over. That was a 1, 2, 3. We are still here. By the way, we're still in the same shooter, so I got to mark that up. I don't think I marked the repeater of the 5 either. I'll mark that as when I get there next time. All right, here we go. That was a knuckleball. No spin at all. New point will be a 9. We're on the 9. I'm going to turn these off. I'm going to mark the 9. I did mark the second 5. Okay, I did. All right, new point's going to be 9. The lay bets are going to be off. I'm going to replace my inside bets here. Now we're actually across, I believe. Okay. There we go. Was I across or did I press? I forget. We'll leave it at that. I think I had one of them pressed up. I'd rather be across. All right, here we go. Let's press into black, make some money, and get out of Dodge. That's a box cars. Box cars. All right. Let's mark it up. All right, dice are out. Ugly throw. There's the shocker again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 of those during this roll. All right, here we go. Dice are up. Man, just not getting the spin. Another 7 out. So, good thing I'm practicing because I'm throwing like garbage today. That's good, actually, to see. All right, lay bets are back on again. No impact here. We won nothing, lost nothing, so there's nothing to mark there. I will take these down. And that's a 7-shot roll. Not great, not terrible. It was enough to keep us even, not enough to make us any money. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and come out here. And again, hoping again for the come out 7. The whole point of ramping up the numbers here today was to get a come out 7 at a higher level. So let's roll. Boom. There it is. 617 finally on the come out. So again, with the come out 900, that's going to pay 570. It actually pays 600 minus the VIG, so it pays 570. So there's finally we got a hit that we can kind of hold our hat on, which is cool. I'm going to mark that down right now as on the win side. We actually came out ahead this time. Perfect. Let's drop that right into the rack here with our continued profits from the last one. So we're going to stay here, stay up on. You could press those up if you wanted to. Not a bad call to press them. And go to, put another 120 across there, which would give you another 120 on the win. Or I'm sorry, 180 across gives you another 120 on the win. I'm just going to let them sit. It's a 426. Okay. So this time, the point is 6. We're going to lose the 150. I'm just going to instantly replace that from the rack. I don't need to bring them forward this time. We can just turn them off because we had that nice win back over here on the last one. So there's no need to come down and play across with the big money because we already got our big nickel, right? We already profited there. So we're going to take our earlier wins and use this to spread. I have a quarter. So I have enough money here to go 5, 6, 8, and that's it. I might actually not do that. Let's do this. Let's go back to yesterday's strategy, and instead of going 5, 6, 8, we're just going to go 4 and 10. I'm going to go ahead and put 20 on the hard 10 and 25 on the hard 4. So again, yesterday we had some luck throwing the 4 and 10. Let's just do it. Yeah, I just saw you with them, bet the 4 and 10 for 200, right? Yeah, here we go. I see Jalapan saying the back wall lay is hard to understand. The idea here with the back wall lay is that for the come out roll, you lay the back wall. Everything's a lay bet. When the 7 comes, those bets all pay a percentage based on their probability against the 7. So the nice thing about it is that you're kind of risk free. There's no way to lose all those bets. You can lose one of them, like we just did, but you're not going to lose them all. So that's kind of the idea here is to make some money quickly, like we just did. And that's nice to have that 500. I need to get like 5 more of those though to get our cash back. So here we are. Oh my God, really? 617 right away. I'm rolling more 7s today than I ever have. I think Greg being here has brought out my inner 7. I'm not sure what's going on, but I've rolled more today at the most inopportune times, it seems. So that's pretty funny. Thanks, Greg, for bringing me the juju that rolls those 7s. Here we go again. I think it's just shitty mechanics. Here we go. Coming out again. Nice about that last roll, we lost nothing, right? We lost, what we had out here on the lay, but that was all profits anyway. So hard 10, of course, hard 10 now. 1 roll after I had the hard 10 out there. That's the way it works, right? So point's going to be 10. We're going to go ahead and bring everything back up again. And again, doing this to increase the pressure on myself as the shooter, okay? I'm going to break the 500 and go 4 right there. Replace the 150. I'll just get ahead of it now, put the 150 here. Let's just take a hit or two here. If we can get a hit or two and see what happens. I've got to get a roll here that lasts more than a couple. Just having a monstrously bad throwing day, which is, you know, whatever. 426, 426. 150 pays 175, okay? Which is cool, right? So we can go ahead and pull these back, right? We can say, well, we're going to go back here now. We got our one hit. Back to the back wall we go. They're laid. They're turned off. Our point is still 10. We can take this 100 and get greens for it. Actually, we get 3 greens and 5 reds. And I'm going to go across. 160 across, okay? Now, let's get, oh, I need to mark up the last hand. Oh, we didn't actually lose the last hand. Let's get more than one hit. Let's not have a PSO this time. Here we go. All right, dice are out. 538. That was gross. Too much. That one. This run here rolled over like 100 times. It ended up okay for us, but not what I wanted at all. Okay, that's going to pay 35. We're going to press it. And again, I'm going to press to black. Let's mark that up too. That was an 8 and a 10 for the come out. My God, I made it past 2 rolls. Let's see if we can't do a little better net here. That's a 415. It looks like 415. Cool. Also pays 35. We're going to go to 50 with it. We're going to rack that. We're going to mark the 5 up. This might be a good time to get the hard 4 and the hard 10 out there. It's at $10 each, not 15. Okay, here we go. That's a 314. That'll work. We're going to lose the soft, easy 4, but we're going to get paid here 50. I'm going to stack that, and I'm going to get a 50 on the hard 4. Let's mark that up. Here we go. Dice are out. Ugly, ugly, ugly throw. 426. I'll take the result, but man, it's just like sticking to my hands. All right. 30 pays 35. We're going to go to 60 with it. Rack the 5, mark the 6. All right, here we go. Dice are out. That's going to be a 10, an easy 10, a 6-4, easy 10. That'll pay 50. We're going to lose the 10 that we had on the hard 10. Press the 10 up, grab the hard 10. And just an FYI, if I happen to get, I didn't mark that, did I? It's the second hit on the 10. Just an FYI here, my local casinos, our table max is 500. So the reason why I aggressively press this way instead of doing some pulling here is because I know that I can get to the $500 table max pretty quick. Unlike Vegas where the max is like 5K or something. So here I can actually get to it. There's a chance to be there. There's a 2, 3, 5. Let's mark that on the ATS. 5 is at 50. It's going to pay 70. I'm going to press it all the way to 100. I'll rack my 20. So the next hit on the 5 will be a nice payout for us. That's when we can collect black on. So if we can get a 5 here, we're going to be in really good shape. Here we go. Dice are out. 617, not going to happen today. But you can see where I was going here, right? This 5 would have paid 140. That would have been a collect. Next one would have been a press up. So it is what it is, right? Today, not great rolling. I'm going to probably cut the video here just because of time, but keep rolling today. I think, like I said, yesterday the strategy worked perfectly. Today the strategy did not work at all. And again, the dice are going to do what the dice are going to do, right? Whether you believe in control/influence or not, they're going to do what they're going to do. And again, I'm trying as hard as I can to throw them as softly as I can. And I'm just not having results today. It is what it is, right? You have to kind of chalk it up sometimes to, you know, the low level of influence you can actually have, right? That would have been nice to have hit it a couple of times, but you did see the 1-7 out on the come out roll, which, you know, getting it to happen once was nice. Seemed like today I was one shot off all day, right? We call it in programming an off by one error. Like every time the PSO should have happened one roll earlier. That I hit that hard 10 that I hit should have happened one roll earlier. Just one of those things where, hey, it just kind of happens there. So yeah, that's it. Let's see. Greg is asking, what are you asking? About the screen you're talking about? Oh, the screen, yeah. So yeah, Greg, I had this, I'll show it to y'all again. I want you guys to see this because some folks are new to what I'm doing here. So let me go back to the table view. And what this is a shoe rack from Amazon, right? So if I lay it on its side, you'll see that these legs here, they're about a little more than my hand or so. I guess you probably can't see it. They're about that tall. It's about 6 to 8 inches tall-ish. And what I'm trying to do here is shoot under it because, my theory is if I shoot low and slow, I can have them not hit the back wall at 1,000 miles an hour and kind of reduce some of the overspin that I see. So I'm trying to learn how to throw softer. And by having this thing kind of in my way and having to shoot under it, it's helping me to kind of groove that low and slow throw that I'm going for. And again, today it was awful. Today just didn't work. Yesterday, I only hit 1-7 all day. Today, I hit like 50 of them. So it just seems like what I'm trying to do here is it's going to work. I mean, it's going to get me to my groove. Whether that groove is actually viable or not as a thing that, that would have worked, then yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's my story here. Jalapon, I went live today. I saw your comment here. I went live. Can I put this on screen? Yeah. I went live today at 8:15, I think. Usually I shoot now for 8 a.m. I'm going to go back to my face here. I try and go for 8 a.m. most days. Today I overslept a little bit, honestly, so I went a little bit later today. But that's it. Yeah. So I'm trying to go 8 o'clock every morning doing the exact same thing. I'm going to literally sit here and throw. And if I throw shitty, I throw shitty. If I throw great, I throw great. And that's going to be sort of the plan here. So Coffee and Craps is going to become more of a live watch me practice type of thing versus a teaching type of thing. The strategies that I work on in the mornings here, though, are things that I think I want to develop. Like that strategy that I ran today, I want to develop the strategy because it can work, right? If you're not rolling like Greg, if you don't roll like Greg, then it can make you money. Eric says, or Skill says, roll up and read my comment. It was funny. What was your comment? I got to scroll way back. My goodness, where's your comment, dude? Oh, this one here about the obedience school. Yeah, roll over, play dead, try and teach an old die a new trick can be hard. Super true, man. I mean, I said this in the dice control video. Like, you want your dice to behave. What does it mean to make your dice behave? I'm trying that right now. I'm trying to make my dice behave. Trying to throw them in a way that I can kind of predict what they're going to do as far as how many rolls I get. I don't know that I can ever predict what numbers are going to come, but if I can, again, reduce the number of faces that are visible when they're rolling over, if you can eliminate some of the faces from ever showing because you're rolling them so damn slow, it just makes the 7 combinations hopefully a couple less. That's what I'm trying for. Jalapeno, yes, a Pacific time, yeah, 8 o'clock Pacific. I live in Seattle, and I work, generally speaking, at 9 o'clock, although I got a new job. So my schedule is more flexible. So I'm trying to go 8 to 8:30, 8 to 8:45, somewhere in that range. It's hard, I know, on the East Coast because you guys are so far ahead of us, but to go earlier would mean I'd cut out the Pacific Coast folks before work too. So I've got to find the right time. Might be 9 o'clock so that it's lunchtime for East Coast. I don't know. We'll see it. Yeah, Waylon, you're saying try a set. Right now, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, where's my dice? What I'm doing, this is why I love the morning shows. There's like no agenda here. I'm stacking them like this, and I'm grabbing them on the points, and I'm rotating my hand this way, and I'm flicking them across. So I want them to roll forward into the wall. What's happening when I throw them right now, because I suck at this throw, is I'm letting them go, and they're flying like this. They're flying knuckleball. They aren't spinning. They're just a mess. Like the mechanics of this forespin throw are really, really hard at the beginning. I said yesterday, it's good for my shoulder because of the surgeries that I've had. It doesn't hurt my arm to throw. Like when I'm on the right side, the right of the stick man, the surgeries that I've had make it so that throw actually hurts because I don't have the range of motion anymore on that shoulder. So even a regular forward throw like that motion just hurts. When the wrist is rotated for me like this throw is, it takes the rotator cuff out of it. And literally, I can throw that without pain. That's why I'm working so hard at this toss. The hand part of it is hard, but the shoulder part of it, for me, it's the reason why I'm loving this throw. And the same thing with the helicopter toss that I throw from the left side. Because again, the wrist is rotated, it takes all the pressure off my shoulder. And I can throw it for a long time and not have any pain. So that's why I'm working so hard. I realize that I'm trying to work the dice a little bit here too. But more than anything, I'm trying to find a comfortable throw that I can play for a long time. And I'm also working on now a strategy that I can win with. And, that's where I'm at. Do I like or know Texas NL poker? What's Texas NL? I don't play poker. I'm lying to you. I play poker, but I play like, in the family. Like we have family poker nights. I've tried hold'em in the casino, cannot do it. Like you know me, right? And wait till like this weekend when I'm going to put the first Fireside Craps podcast out this weekend, and you'll really get to know me then. Like the podcast is more opinion and more me versus me teaching. Yeah, I'm pretty open book, and when I play you gotta play poker with a different demeanor. I don't have that demeanor. I'm just not good at it. Yeah, no limit. Sorry. I don't play poker. I think people would see me coming in poker and be like, either A, shut the hell up because you're annoying, because I do like to chat bullshit and get to know people, or they're going to see me come in and I'm going to be like, holy shit, when I see my cards, and they're just going to take all my money. So I don't play poker for that reason. I have no poker face. I like to have fun at the tables. I don't I think that they would just crush me there. Yeah, I am a programmer. I'm a damn good programmer. Actually, I used to program. I'm a teacher now, so I teach computer programming. So anyway, yeah, poker is interesting and fun, but the personality part of it, I don't have the ability to hide my emotions. When I get mad or when I'm happy or whatever, you can just totally see it. So anyway, back to Waylon. So yeah, for me, using any kind of a set when I'm throwing this way and the dice are flying all cattywampus, the set doesn't matter right now. I'm working on the mechanics. When I'm over there setting them, I'm setting them to practice setting fast. But right now, it doesn't matter at all what set I throw. I'm just really trying to get the release to where it's good, and like I said, get the shoulder to sort of be right. So that's the plan there. Yeah, Waylon, have the rotator cuff surgery, for those of you who have not had it, I don't recommend it. Recovering from shoulder surgery, and I've had open heart surgery, right? I've had all 4 valves replaced. I've had some pretty big ones. The shoulder surgery, hands down, the worst recovery ever. That shit sucks. It's an awful 2 months to recover from that. And I've done it, I think, 5 times, 3 and 2. Bad deal, man. It's really, really hard. Anyway, that's the show for today. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Again, back tomorrow. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to go back to the table. I'm going to practice some more on my own. and try and dial in this release here, and we'll keep at this thing. I'm going to work this strategy to death. I don't know that coming from the back wall to the front wall is the right way to do it. I tried it yesterday. It worked. Today I tried it. Got burned 3 straight times. So that's probably not the best way. It's super risky for sure. But I want to find the safest way to earn back that 150 or the 30 that you lose on the come out roll. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to recover that. It could just be a don't. Maybe the way to go. I don't know. I'm going to work through it here, so we'll see. Anyway, that's it for today, for Wednesday. All thanks again for coming. We got a pretty big group here, it looks like. Got some likes. I got somebody who didn't like it. Looks like a little thumbs down there. That's okay. Any reaction is a good reaction as far as YouTube's concerned. So, all right. Thanks again all for being here. I appreciate you and your time. Yeah, got to 1,000 subs this week, so that's a pretty big milestone. It feels really, really good. Humbled by that. Can't even say how humbled I am. It's ridiculous. And Greg, I'm so glad that you're here, because Greg is the reason why I'm where I am, right? I started with 35 subscribers in June. I think it was June. Greg does me a solid, shouts me out, and I'm at the 250 over the weekend. And it's just been kind of gangbusters from there. So I guess what I'm saying is meaningful, and I guess I'm doing it in an okay way. So we're going to keep at it. I'm not stopping. I'm not going to change other than some of the delivery mechanisms that I use, but still John, still every day, still doing my thing. Still working for you all. So thanks again, everybody. Jalapon every day, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Unless something happens, I'll be here in the mornings. That's the plan. Wednesday nights, tonight, I'll be attempting to do a Cocktails and Craps episode. And Cocktails and Craps will be changing. Tonight will be a solo, but my intent is to bring people like Brian. I'm looking at you, Brian, in chat. People like Greg, anybody, Eric, Waylon, anybody who wants to join me on coffee or Cocktails and Craps on Wednesday night, let me know. Send me an email, john@procraps.net. If you want to be part of the show, and I mean part of the show, like we're a fucking show, like you want to be on with me, drop me an email. And we can use the Cocktails and Craps tonight to go to my table. I'll put the camera on, and we can just talk through strategies. And you can tell me what to do. I'll roll it out. We can kind of work through some things. And yeah, Brian, you had one too, it looks like. So that's the idea, right? Cocktails and Craps will be kind of a joint show. I don't want it to be me pontificating like it's been. I want people involved. And I don't just want all the famous people involved, right? I want everybody to feel like they can join in and work with me. And let's do it. I think I look at Waylon, the emails you send and the ideas you have. I've got other people out there. Crypto, I forget the guy's his other rest of the handle, Crypto, whatever. Sorry, I'm losing the last part of your handle. Has got some great ideas. A lot of folks have great ideas. So let's work them together. I think that's the way that this game grows. And the more excitement we can have, the better off it's going to be. Again, it's my channel, but it's our channel, right? I'm the one who has the camera, but you all got the voice. So let's do it. I will see you tonight. I'll kick off that series tonight. And yeah. HTS work a new qualifier. Let's do it. I can't wait to see that. I'll tell you what, man, I like what I'm doing here. This strategy, this laying the back wall strategy is cash, right? As you can see, you can whip out, if you're at a $30 level, 120 every time on a come out 7. Here was 600 on a come out 7. You got to be cognizant of the next roll though. Like, how do you earn back the come out loss? So yeah, I need a way to get to that for sure. And maybe it's a qualifier following that show or following that first gambit. So Brian, I'd love to work with you on that. Cool. All right, guys, that's it. It's 9:15. I got to get to actual work. So thanks again, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. John out.